Hello everybody. Hey, I want you to take 10 minutes and grab yourself a cup of coffee here and watch this video. Hopefully you can find something entertaining, informational, and maybe enlightening. Yeah, grab that coffee because today is the day. You notice how the front end dips down a little bit more than the back. Let's go measure it and find out. Okay, naturally, I'm holding the camera wrong. Because I can't tip my hand that way. I don't bend that way. All right, so here we go. What do we got right there? We got 35 and a quarter. And maybe 35. To the lip though, it's a quarter, 35 and a quarter. Front. And on the back, we have 37. Well, 36 and 3/4 maybe. Yep, 36 and 3/4. So, how much difference is that? That's got 35. I'd say that's about, I'm going to put the measurement on it right there because I gotta, hang on a minute. I can figure that out. It's shut off. Anyway, that's 1.25 inch difference is what it is. And let me see. Now I'm wrestling with the tape again. Boy, unprepared. So, we got these spacers here. They're going to level it up. And they are 1 inch. So, that should bring me up level, because from what I understand, once you move it up a little bit, it really moves up more than the space. So I think we needed 1.25 inch, right? Wouldn't that 35 from 36 1/4? That'd be 1.25 inch. Yep, we're going to lift that up and put them spacers in. I'll just show you a little of this and that. I'm not going to make the whole video on how to put them in and stuff because everybody already has. Matter of fact, that's how I found out how to do it. YouTube, it's wonderful. So let's get in onto that and put them in there. We got to jack it up first. So that's where we're going to go. Well, as you can see there, we got the jack stands under it. It's jacked up, and I left the jack under it because we got to be able to lift up and down on the axle here to get that spacer in wherever it is. Well, I just showed you that anyway. So what we got to do here is we got to take off, from what I understand, we got to loosen up the brake line. We got to take that nut off right down there or up here, either way, I guess, whichever is easiest, probably that one down there. And then we got to pull the shock mount out, and that should drop right down. Looks like I already got a busted rubber thing in there. So I'll probably do the right thing there and not replace it because I don't have one. But anyway, them's the only ones I got to take off. It's just unbolt them. So I don't think there's any reason to show you that part. So I'm going to get in on that, and then we just drop that down, and that spring should come right out. And then I'll show you how the other one goes in. There's a little lock down here somewhere. Let's see, where would it be? It would be probably on the back side, I guess. Oh, it's right there. Right there. You can see there's a little groove right there where the end of that spring goes into. Right there under my finger. That spring has got to go in there, the bottom part of it. And then the top will go where it's supposed to go. So let's get on that, and I'll just show you what it looks like when it goes apart, so on. You'll see. Hang in here, right next. Well, that didn't take long at all. The bolts were hard to break loose. That one was. Thank you. I already had the shock off. I replaced that. Now this shock also is usable up to a 2-inch lift, so we're plenty good there. I think you'd be even good with a stock shock with just 1 inch. But anyway, they're loose. I'm going to drop it down, pick up the light, drop it down and see if we can get that spring out of there. Well, as you can see, she's slowly going down. I'm just going to let her go slow, and then we'll try to wiggle that spring out. That's still got some tension on it, so we're going to let that keep going down. Maybe I'll loosen that up a little bit. There, looks like you can see the tension is, well, it's going down quite a bit. So hopefully it'll go down far enough. If not, I'm going to have to take that other tire off on the other side. I left it on just for safety reasons. But let's see what she does when she gets all the way down. And I'm going to go release it a little faster than this. Yeah, we're still good and snug there. She's going to have to come down a long ways. Then when I'm jacking it up, I'm going to go ahead and put that shock in there, because that'd be a booger to push up there. So that will go back in as I jack it back up. Have we loosened yet? Nope. Well, let's let her down all the way and see what happens. I was able to get that spring out, skinny end goes up, out without taking that other tire off. But I think I needed to really have the rig up higher in the air. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that spacer in there, because it was tight coming out. I'm going to try that. If that don't work, I'm going to have to jack it back up and then take that tire off over there, which is no big deal. It's got to come off anyway. So I might just go ahead and I know I'm going to go ahead and I'll try that first. What this does here, this goes here, right like that. But there's a rubber deal I got to take off up in there first. You can see it up there. I got to take that off first, then that'll slide up in there. I might try that. If it don't work, then I'm going to have to take the other tire wheel off and be able to drop the whole front end down a little further. If you have the rig up high enough, which I did not, apparently, you wouldn't have that problem. So keep that in mind. Jack it up pretty high, a lot higher than I got it. All right, let's see if we can get that piece in or out, the rubber out, and then put it back in. There's what that rubber piece looks like. So that's going to go like that back in, and then this will just sit up on top of it like so. And that gives you your inch space. So we're going to try to cram, well, I'm going to cram that in, but then the spring, may be a different thing. I'll show you in steps as we go. So wait for the next step. That's up in there. But I wanted to show you this little pocket. You want to make sure you put your spring back in there and hits that pocket. So that's what we got to try to do. See if we can do that. See if we got that extra inch. I don't think we do. Well, here's where we are. We got the axle hanging down there about as far as it's going to hang. Matter of fact, those are getting kind of tight right there, whatever that one is. Well, that's a vent tube. We don't need to worry about that one too much, but we do need to worry about the brake lines. But I'm still shy. So I've got my helper coming out here, and she's going to stand right there. Then I'll be able to put that on there. I'm hoping. That's all it took was that little 115-pound woman right there. Push down that just a little bit to get it on there. Now I'm going to take her back up in the air. But that's one thing you might consider, is have a little lady next to you. But we got that back where it goes. See, it's right in the slot. If you can see it, there it is. That's in the slot. Now I'm going to jack it up till I get that on, put that in there, and start putting things back together. Okay, as you can see, I jacked that up, and now I'm going to stick the bolt through here. I'm going to then jack it up further, put the bolt there, put the bolt up there, and this side is done. It didn't take long at all. Now that I know which tools I need for the other side, and I know that I got to have the tire off of it, I put the jack stands too far forward, backwards. Damn near, it's sagging in the front for sure, because the motor and everything, not much weight back there apparently. But so you probably could jack that up by putting your jack stands under the front of your rig also. That's the way that is. Now I'm just going to bolt it back together, and I'll show you that. Okay, this was unexpected and kind of a bitch. I had to use clamps to get this to go together because trying to lift this up, it moves the sway bar on the other side, so I couldn't catch up with it. But by using clamps, you can also use a ratchet strap, I guess, and suck that together. But I got the bolt through it now, so all I got to do is tighten that up and put that bolt on, and we're done on this side. But this is how I did that. Clamps, one there, and got it so I could shove that bolt through. Now all I got to do is put the nut on, tighten her up, and that'll be okay. Plus I got to put that one in. Anyway, that's how I had to do that. Surprise, surprise. Well, this side is all tightened up. 3 bolts is all I had to take out. It's the jacking up and getting that I did wrong. But there's your spacer. She's up in there now. You can't see it, but it's up there. Now this other side, I already see a problem with it. I mean, not a problem, but just different. Gonna have to attack it a different way. And that's that bolt right there. Put that there. See that bolt? Well, can't get a impact on the head there, so I got to put an impact here or use a regular wrench. I'm big on impact wrenches, and this one's even still got the rubber bumper in it. That's okay. But anyway, same thing here. Take that loose. Take that one off. I don't want to take the top one off because I think it'd be a booger. So I'm going to take the bottom one off, shock off, and that bolt. Let's get that done. See how I have to do it. Yeah, that's how we're having to do this one. With the long bar here, because you can't even get a socket on the other end because of that sway bar there. So, but that's coming off. It's just going to take a little longer than, you know, the other side with the zap zap. But that'll come off with the zap zap. Got that one done. Then we just drop her down. As soon as I get this one out. Because I know I ain't going to... Yeah, that's got to come out. All right, let's get on that. Well, she's all apart over here now. I got this stuff ready to go back together. Just like that. They say there's a little slot there too. You could put that in on the top one. I forgot to tell you about that on the other one. But this one can go sliding in right like so also. So you can peg that into that little indention right there. So there, let me show you. See that indention? That's where that goes. So let's see if we can get her stuck together without the mama's help. It might work a little better because we already got the other down. That side is down. So let's give this a try. All right, didn't show you this on the other side. I marked out where that goes, so I don't have to crawl under here and look. That red line is where that top one goes. And you notice the bottom one is not where it goes. So I'll just twist the whole thing until everything's lined up. That one's got to go down in there to that slot, and then this one stays in the rubber one up here. So I'll do that, and then all we got to do is put her back together. I wanted to show you that. Little marks. I put marks everywhere, so I know where things are. Okay, back again. Okay, now you can't see that mark because when I twisted this to keep it on the mark, well, the mark went around the back. So, but that's in the right place now. That one up there is in the right place. We've got an inch lift on the kit, on the bike, on the Jeep now. So we're going to go ahead and jack that up and start hooking things back together. Hopefully that works better this time. I'll let you know if it does. Well, the drinker side's done too. I would always start on the other side, I think, because of this bolt here. The other one bolts you can get to easier, so that's what I would start on the other side, then come and do this side just like I did. I didn't have the problem with that where I had to clamp it together. It was off a little bit, but I was able just to put a screwdriver in it and pry it, put it back into where it's supposed to be. Everything is where it is supposed to be. Now we're just going to put the tires back on it and we'll give it a measurement. Well, there's what it looks like. I'm out of breath. Just huffing and puffing, putting tools up, putting tires on. They're kind of heavy. Okay, here comes the truth. See if I can get this tape stretched out. Hang on. You're going to go with me while I stretch the tape out. Okay. There we go. Tape's out. Okay. What was this front? I think it was 35 and a quarter. Let's see what she is now. She is, it moved it up to 36 and 3/8. But I haven't driven it. It will settle a little bit. So, and the back is still 36 and yeah, see, it went down. It's the same. It just close, within 1/8 of an inch being the same. Now it'll settle, like I said. But that not only, it gives it a little more stance in the front, a little more whir, but it also levels it up, and I think it's going to make it drive better without having all the weight on the nose. Now the weight is straight across. So we'll give it a test drive, and maybe I'll put a little more video on, or give you a comment at least on the end of it. The wrench tools I used was a dead blow, a little screwdriver, a little punch, a little pry bar. Then I used the long ratchet with a swivel head on it. I used a 18-inch socket. Did about everything except for the 10-millimeter wrench I used on the brake line. And hopefully it didn't damage the brake lines. We'll know as soon as I go for a drive, I guess, won't we? Anyway, guys, do I look tired? Yeah, it took all day to do this. No, really. I don't even know what time it is. It didn't take long at all, really. I'll put a time on here because I don't have a clock out here, I don't think. Nope, because I don't care what time it is. I'm retired. I don't think it took over 2 hours at best, maybe less. Right here's how long it took. See that number? That's how long. It ain't that long. And for the cost of me doing it compared to paying somebody to do it, I had the tools. I got a little bit of knowledge. So why not do it? What else was I going to do? Sit in the house and stare out the window? No, I like to keep busy. We've also done some work on the trailer over there. I did a boo-boo on the trailer. Oh man, I overloaded that thing by about 1,500 pounds. And it tire rubbed. So we fixed all that. I might show you sometime. Went and got gravel. Anyway, that's it. Unless I have more to add when I'm driving it. Maybe. If so, it'll be right here. If not, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that little video right there. Hey, if you subscribe to my channel, you'll get a notification on all these videos coming up, and there's a lot of them. Hey, also, if you want to help out this channel a little bit, you can subscribe to the Patreon channel. You get all the videos way earlier, plus there's a lot of bonus videos on there from all years back. Thanks for watching.